reason they don't have seeds in them is because they've been processed so much. And they've actually been engineered kind of to produce more and to reproduce less. So that's kind of weird because you would think that reproducing means producing. But by producing, I mean it's actually forced to create an end product that is good to sell and makes money for someone else, not you. So stay away from hybridized foods because they're high glycemic. They raise your blood sugar, insulin levels, and they get you into this state where you feel good for a little bit, but then you crash. It's not a natural high of some sort. So stay away from hybridized foods, including bananas. I heard dates are hybridized. I could be wrong, but stay away from that stuff. If it doesn't have seeds, don't eat it. In other words, don't eat it. There's apples out there that are grown without seeds now, and they're organic. Don't eat that because it's not good for you. Organic is just, if you have the money, you can be called organic. I don't trust organic too much, but organic is a lot better than anything else out there. So let's see. I do want to talk a little bit about the water too. How many of you here are interested in learning about water, considering it is 70% or more of which you are made of? All right, that's the majority of you. All right, one of the things I do with my water is I charge it. And I learned this from David Jubb in New York. Pretty much to charge your water, you have to get glass containers that are at least 2 gallons to about 5 gallons. You fill up spring water if you can, because spring water has parts per million dissolved nutrients in it. And the dissolved nutrients are vital. You need these minerals, You need these minerals. They're vital, and you can't get them if you do ionized water, if you do purified water, if you do oxygenized water. You call it whatever you want. If it's not spring water, it's not water, and it's not worth it. Artesian water is good. What you do to charge your water is pretty much take that water, put it into a glass container, leave it in the sun for about 2 hours, and you'll start noticing it gets these little bubbles in it, like these little air pockets. What I do to charge my water even more is I put a quartz crystal in there to give it more minerals. And you can also sprinkle some pink Himalayan sea salt, which is good. And what I love to do is put a tablespoon or 2 of apple cider vinegar to give it more of alkaline balance, because what we're really talking about with raw food and with living food, besides the sustainability issue, is also this issue of getting your body alkaline and not getting it acidic. Because if you get your body more alkaline, you actually start to have more electricity. Remember I said I started testing my foods when I was younger, and I noticed some foods had more electricity and some didn't. The potato had like almost nothing, but the lime and the lemons, they were off the charts. And this sparked a curiosity in me naturally to investigate further. And I noticed that some foods are more alkaline forming and some are more acidic forming. An example of this is meat, milk, most dairy, everything, and every animal-related product is acidic forming. It putrefies in your intestines the minute you ingest it. Cooked food, anything cooked over 105 degrees, is also acidic and will have an acidic formation in your body. Now there's a distinction between acidic food and acid-forming food. The lime and the lemon are acid foods, but they're alkaline forming. Inside your body, once you ingest the food, tables turn completely. And that's what you should be paying attention to. So if something is kind of acidic in nature, don't be fooled thinking that it's acid forming. That's a big, you gotta understand it, because people have this conception that kombucha, which is this fermented tea that I create in my own home, and which you can buy at the store. This is a brand from Thai country. Really good stuff. Kombucha has over, I believe has over 1 billion bacteria organisms in it that are healthy for you. Has the lactobacilli, has the Aspergillosis, has the most amazing probiotics for you. And that's acid. That's acidic, but it's not acid forming. Okay, so going back to that, it's actually alkaline forming in your body. So you need to get yourself alkaline. The best way to get yourself alkaline is to detox. Plain simple. If you do not detox, if you just somehow go from eating the standard American diet to eating raw food and not detox, you are going to do yourself a disservice because your body is still going to have a lot of toxicity in you. So you got to get the toxicity out, and detoxing should be, if not the most important thing that you should be focusing on. If you ever want to change any type of lifestyle, diet, relationship, t-shirt, detoxing is the first step to anything. The minute you detox, you start to release years of toxicity. I'm not talking about just doing some yoga or some meditation. I'm talking about actual detoxing, getting stuff that's inside of you out. I'm talking about parasites that are about the size of a football field inside of your intestine. Out. It all comes out. And you'll be surprised what people have seen, what stuff happens at these places where they detox you. I'm not going to name any names because I'm not affiliated with these people, but you can go to there's a place in Arizona called the Living Tree, I believe. I don't know, but Cousins has it. Gabriel Cousins, he has this institution, Tree of Life, right? Thank you. Where they take you through a really rigorous detox program. People love it or they hate it, but regardless, you got to do it. Detoxing is vital. And the cool thing about raw food is after you detox, you have this whole new fresh body where you can put in amazing food that can charge you. And you want to get the most highly charged food inside of you. So the food that I use to charge me up is food that's highly alkaline forming, food that is high on the alkaline level. And I don't know if any of you know this, but foods are actually measured, and you can measure the alkaline level using the pH scale. One being acid, super acidic forming, like hydrochloric acid. I don't recommend you sniff that or put it in your body. I did that once in chemistry class and I passed out. I don't remember what else happened, but all I remember is that the vapors from that, it felt so bad on my nasal cavity. You could imagine what acidic food feels like inside of your intestinal walls. Same exact thing, pH of 2 of meat, the same thing as drinking hydrochloric acid. You might not die right away, but you will eventually, fastest. Obesity, every type of health-related issue ties down to food. That's a scientific fact that's been in various academic journals and medical journals that I've done research on. And one of the interesting things that I do with my recipes that I have to really let you all in on is all the recipes in my book and every recipe that I work with. I don't just put things together because that's what I got. I actually put things together because I am curious as to what kind of taste I can get and what kind of benefits it will give my body. And after I do research on both of those ends, do I produce a recipe. That's how it works for me. When someone asks me, how do you make that elixir, how do you make that recipe, all I do is say I pretty much saw what I had in my kitchen, my bare bones kitchen, because you don't need a raw food kitchen. Let me make a distinction here. There's something called a raw restaurant, and there's something called your kitchen. You do not need the same equipment that a raw food kitchen has than you would have at your home. In your home, all you need is just some glass jars. That's all you need, and you'll be fine. If you want to go raw, you don't need a dehydrator, a Vitamix blender. You don't need all these fancy things. It's cool to have them, and it's a cool toy. I have a Vitamix in my home. That's pretty much all I have, and I make creations with it that are unbelievable. And what I really want to tell you all is, you can pretty much go raw right now.